Hey everybody, I'm Ben Gromyko from InterNACHI. That's the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. And we do InterNACHI webinars, free online live interactive webinars. And all of our webinars are video recorded. So if you're attending a webinar, feel free to chat and ask questions during the webinar. And if you're watching this, we'll have a little call to action where you can visit a page for more information. Right now, though, well, we do webinars maybe once or twice a week, and I teach from them. Those are the boring ones. The exciting ones, the good ones, the valuable ones are where we have a special guest. And today we have a special guest, Marc Rosenfeld from Ecosense. And here's the website. You should be able to see me. I can't see you. You should be able to hear me. I can't hear you, so don't worry about that. But there's a chat feature if you wanted to chat and discuss questions, and also a Q&A feature. So if you want to ask a question, feel free to ask questions at any time. And Ecosense, well, it says right on their homepage, they're an innovator of radon gas monitoring, and they have a really quick monitoring system. And here's the products there. We got a couple products there. I'm sure we're going to talk about it. I see the NRSB and NRPP certifications. So it's really good, legit products. And as home inspectors, the profit is in the ancillary inspections, right? You want to increase your gross revenue. And the best way to do that is to offer an additional ancillary service like radon testing. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And Marc is with us. Marc, you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking some time of your busy schedule to teach us a little bit more of what we should know about Ecosense and radon monitors so that we can be successful home inspectors. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about, well, the focus is going to be on our Radon Eye professional model, which most of your inspectors will be using for inspections, real estate inspections, testing. And then we're also going to talk about some of our other products. We've got a couple of consumer monitors which we have, and we're going to talk about how to take those consumer monitors and sort of build them into your sort of radon program and earn revenue streams from those as well.
Nice.
So, but the main focus, Ben, is going to be on the Pro. Talk a little bit about it, what we're doing with it, and some of the features. And then, of course, we can answer any questions. But we'll try to keep it quick and make it painless. And we definitely appreciate the time. I know everyone's getting ready for Christmas and the holidays, so we appreciate everybody that stopped by.
Wonderful, wonderful. While you get your slideshow shared ready, I just want to remind folks, feel free to click that Q&A button if you have any questions for Marc about radon and Ecosense. And Marc has a presentation he'd like to do for 20, 30 minutes or so, and we'll take questions for sure. So feel free to ask questions if you'd like.
All right, Ben, can you see that okay? Everything's good?
I think you need to share it. Let's see. I don't. Oh, there it is. Yes. Yep.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. If you see it, we're taking the assumption that everybody sees it. So great. All right. Well, thanks again, Ben. Again, I'm Marc Rosenfeld with Ecosense, and want to talk a little bit about just who we are. We are a company headquartered in Silicon Valley. We're right in the middle of Silicon Valley here in San Jose, and we are solely dedicated to radon detection and monitoring. So, nothing else. That is all we're focused on. We've got U.S. patented ion chamber technology, and I've got some really cool slides about that, but we're not going to go into it today. We're not going to get too technical, but it is patented, and some of the value in that you'll see as we talk about it a little bit more detail. But we do have state-of-the-art software development, which what would you expect, other than that here in Silicon Valley? So we've got some unbelievable software engineers that are working with us, and really what our key value has been, and folks, is the high sensitivity of our radon detectors. We're looking at 30 counts per hour at 1 picocurie per liter. and which is about 15 times more sensitive than the ARST minimum guideline of 2 CPH. So very, very sensitive units, very reliable, accurate results, and again, feature-rich software applications, smartphone for both iOS and Android, and a web dashboard. And we're going to talk in much more detail about that when we talk about the Pro. And here's a real quick sort of a roadmap of the Ecosense monitoring devices. We've got our original device is the Radon Eye, which is a long-term continuous monitor. That it was our original monitor, and that's Bluetooth only. In late last year, we came out with the Radon Eye Pro, which uses the same core unit, and we've added Wi-Fi connectivity, and as we'll go into, a really, really good quality detection and report capability. And we are very excited about a new product which is actually being released Monday, December 21st, and we'll talk about that just briefly, called the EcoCube, this one right down here on the right. And this is a consumer monitor, which I think will be an excellent addition to our lineup. And as we'll talk about, I think it could be a really good product for some of the inspectors to utilize in their kind of radon, in their radon game, as we've said. So just real quickly, we have had a lot of testing done on these units by third-party validation of our performance. University of Michigan, Kansas State University. We've also in Canada had some testing done by the University of Calgary. We had some done in Korea as well. And the bottom line here, without getting too technical about it, is that they put them up against some of the really the industry's high level, like RAD7, research grade devices. And the results were pretty incredible, is that the Radon Eye, which retails for under $200, performed almost identically to some of the the best research grade devices in the $7,000 to $9,000 range. And we've got all kinds of testing results on that. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but just to know that these have been validated third party, and the results have over and over again showed these to be very, very, very high quality.
And those articles of information, they're publicly available?
They are. And actually, afterwards, Ben, I will send you the links, and I'll send you the articles so you can share those with some of the members. But yeah, we've got all kinds of articles on that.
Great.
Okay, and this basically we're going through the competitive landscape, really where we shine, in our consumer and our professional monitors is again the sensitivity level. If you see on the the Airthings, which is one of our main competitors, especially in that consumer market, they don't list their sensitivity. Ours again are 30 CPH at 1 PCIL, and on the professional model, anywhere between 3.7 on the Corentiums, and the Suns range anywhere between 2.7 and 15, whereas so we're anywhere between 2 and 8 to 10 times more sensitive. And when you're doing tests, high sensitivity means faster and more accurate inspections, and that's what you want. You want to get in, do your set yourself up, get it done. 48 hours, 72 hours later, come out with accurate and results that you are comfortable with and that you can give back to your client. So that's really where we have stood out. So as I said, I'm going to talk about the Radon Eye Pro in some detail. And as Ben mentioned, we are legit, as you said, because we are NRPP and NRSB listed. So both products are. So in virtually every state where that's a requirement, we have, we satisfy, those needs. The Pro comes with, whoops, my trigger finger went too fast there. So we sell a complete package with a really nice padded carrying case, tripod holder, power connectors, step-up cables for battery, extension cables, and a battery pouch. No battery, but a battery pouch. And we do have different options for a battery, but It's a complete package. And again, NRPP, NRSB approved and listed, onboard ultra sensitive instrumentation, so up to 8 times more accurate than any of our competitors, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled, and very easy report capability, which you can actually do from the phone or from a dashboard, which I'll go into some more details. And this is probably the thing everybody's looking for the most. It's affordable. And it's even more affordable for InterNACHI members because we do have special pricing for you guys. Okay. We're going to start off. This is a screenshot of the Radon Eye Pro app. And it's actually, this is kind of a cool little, this works. This will kind of walk you through just some of it, but you can basically create an account, add a new device via Bluetooth. Everything is done with your smartphone via Bluetooth to get this started. You can start a new inspection, hook up to Wi-Fi. Either way, it will actually do everything from your phone. The amount of time in the Canadian market, you can actually switch to becquerels and Celsius. Wait time, you can set it all through your phone right on site. Once you learn how to use it, maybe it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get set up. And then run an inspection. And then once you're finished with the inspection, get that going. You can save or generate the report with your inspection data. And what a lot of our inspectors would love about this, you can actually set up, generate the report, and send it out from your phone, either right there at the customer site, or a lot of guys will go into the truck and do it from there. You can also do it from a web dashboard. The data, actually once it's downloaded onto the phone, it'll actually, if you have a cell connection, it'll upload to the cloud, and you'll be able to access that through a website, which you can join. Is no charge for storage or server charge at this point. And as you can see, you can just go right through that, and you can add your company logo. You can add notes, comments, floor plan pictures, and we're actually expanding the report capability over the next couple of weeks to add some larger space for comments. A lot of inspectors like to put in sort of verbiage talking about what the test means, what is radon, what does it mean 4.0, and or what do they suggest if you're at 4.0 or more, should EPA recommends that you should get mitigation. Under that, you should be careful. So there's 3 or 4 different levels, and that's all. So we're giving a little more space in there, and you'll be able to actually put in a sort of an image file. So if you've got copy that you want to use, it'll automatically open up and populate your reports. Once you put your logo in, it'll automatically populate that every time you open up. So the point here is that it's easy, quick. You've got all the information you need, hour by hour measurements. So we try to make this as simple as possible. There's also a spot on there for measurement information. So if you say you put it near the window, you just want to make sure. There's also a tamper. It comes up and tells you if it's been tampered with, if somebody has opened it. So it's open up a window or a door. So it's really simple and easy to use. And this does do, and most of our inspectors aren't really using this feature, but it is a continuous monitor as well. So you can do continuous monitoring. The Wi-Fi comes in here if you're connected in the home to the Wi-Fi, or wherever you're doing the inspection, and you can actually remotely monitor the the inspection while it's going on. Now you can't start or stop it, but you can remote, so you can see what's happening during that inspection. You can also do that if you're doing a 48-hour inspection, and people will always ask, can you start it, stop it? That would be awesome, but no, it's all the controls are done through the smartphone through Bluetooth.
So when I go to the property and I'm ready to pick up the test and stop the test, I can essentially, with my iPhone, connect everything, see the report, and send out the report almost immediately with just a few clicks, it seems like.
Yes.
That's really
So,
good. And it's branded, the report is branded to me. It's in the cloud and has my
right,
business logo on it.
right, right.
Nice.
And before the end of the year, it'll actually be able to have a pre-populated, little spiel or, little verbiage about, radon or anything you want. And a lot of companies like to put something in there, as I say, just
Yeah.
to talk about what does this mean? Because your average consumer has no idea
Yeah.
what
Describe what
three,
the 4 picocuries means, or maybe even soften the blow or something like that. Yeah.
something like that. Right, right. So yeah, all can be done, within a few minutes on
Fantastic.
your smartphone. And here's a report sample just to show you what it looks like right now. And as I say, we're making some changes, but the general, you'll have your logo, you know, where it was, what the unit is that you're using, who performed it, who's the test is performed for, where they are, how long it is, the inspector's information, and then a little bit of information here, basement, home was occupied, and this, details like that. And you can put a picture. Most of our inspectors will put a picture. This is a floor plan, like a JPEG, but you can put a picture. You can even take a picture and immediately upload it. Or if you have one on your phone, you can actually, add that as well. And then there's a little graph here. Again, this is a section for comments that we're going to be expanding to 1,000 characters. So you'll have plenty of room in there to put some comments, and it'll give you the reading, overall average. And a lot of our inspectors really love this feature, an overall hour by hour, reading of the radon levels. And this is something that, people really like to see. And you see that it does fluctuate.
Mhm.
So it really gives you a good solid idea as to what's going on. And this is just going to be expanded, but generally, this is what you get. It's a four-page report. And we also, um, you're able to actually, if you want, you can actually download the raw data from the unit. Now, this might get you smiling. This might get a little more tweaky, and most of our inspectors don't do this, but it is available. And this will give you the calibration date, the device and serial number, the concentration of radon, the overall average, the EPA. So really kind of more detail, kind of down and dirty, the 1 hour timestamps. It also will have the temperature and humidity in
Jeez.
there. This is something I want to mention, that in our reports going forward, when we make those changes, the temperature and humidity will be included in the main report. We've had a ton of requests for that. And well, one of the things that we have done, it's been out for a little over a year now, is we've incorporated a tremendous amount of input from our inspectors saying, they're out in the field. You guys are out there, what you need. And obviously, everybody's got a little bit of a different way to do things, but we have incorporated a huge amount of changes based on input from our clients, and some of the biggest and some of the smallest. We have guys who have two inspectors out there who give us a good idea. So you don't have to be the biggest company in the world to give us feedback. We appreciate it. And we've actually been incorporating that into the product, which is something really nice, because my understanding is that that's not always the case with feedback. So we're really flexible, we're really flexible, and we're really trying to make this as easy as possible for everybody to use. So if you've got ideas, folks, let us have it.
That's really great to hear because, like, just on my personal experience, like signing up with something maybe even early on and
Mm,
not seeing updates, that's a concern. But
right.
seeing constant updates updating the software so it performs better, and seeing
Mm,
improvements and features that come in that are new and better and improved, that's really good.
mm.
That's a good thing to see.
And here's our web dashboard. And I mentioned before, and this is an area where we've done a tremendous amount of changes, and we've got a whole rework on this coming out as well, early in the first quarter next year. This is more of a, once the data is uploaded to our cloud, you can actually see it here on the dashboard, whether it's on your iPad, a tablet, or on your laptop. And this is really kind of an admin site as well. And this is where we're really working with our inspectors to kind of tighten this up and make sure you can just do basic stuff like a report, but we're also doing a lot of things like, if you have multiple inspectors, one is dropping off and then the other is picking it up. Originally, the software didn't do that. We've made that change. And we've got a whole bunch of admin changes that we're actually underway based on feedback, again, to make this easier for you to use. Some companies, just one guy, it's easy enough. But once you get into 4, 5, 6, as you probably know, Ben, it gets more complicated. There are logistics, there is all kinds of, things going on, a lot of moving parts, and we're working on that. But this is where it's all done from the web dashboard. So you have the continuous monitoring section, you have the inspection data, you have a report capability up here, and all your devices are here, and your clients. So you can do all your management of the business right here from this web dashboard. And again, here, your monitoring status, your data management, you can do the radon report from here. Some people don't like to do it on their phone. I have some guys that say they got fat fingers and they can't really do it, so it's easier to do it on this. You go to Radon Eye Pro, you sign up, and again, there's no cost now for that. So, and you're able to transfer authority, add new inspectors, and really manage the business. And I think from talking to hundreds of inspectors over the last year, we have found that this is something, like you say, it's an ancillary part of their business. It's a really good profit, there's a lot of profit in it. It's a good business, but it does get a little complicated, especially if you're doing a lot of them in your state, in Colorado. I mean, it's very high radon levels, I don't have to tell you. And so there's a ton of business out there for radon. And you just really, one of the biggest issues and pieces of feedback we get is, how to manage that from the inspector side, especially on some of the smaller 1, 2, 3 inspectors. Sometimes it really starts to get complicated.
Yep.
So what we're trying to do is make that as easy as possible for you, and to keep things, basic, and let you keep track of it so that you can, that you can do well with it. We actually have some Colorado, especially in Colorado, I've got a couple of guys who are actually offering radon as, it's not an ancillary, it's part of their business.
Yeah.
So I've got a few guys, and a few more people are starting to do that. I've got a couple of guys in Utah as well. Some of the states that have the high radon levels are starting to do that. So really kind of incorporating it in, and into one of their packages.
Yeah, I know many inspection companies, they don't do the ancillary stuff. They just hire it out. They subcontract it out. And there are large radon companies out there that just service that other business. It's B2B.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the smaller inspection firms will have a guy who just does the radon for them. So if they charge, $150, maybe they'll pay $100 for it. But I'm actually getting a lot of inspectors now who say, hey, why don't I get the whole amount? So they're starting to buy, and we're working with them. But there is a lot of guys that just do that. So here's the part everyone wonders: how much does it cost? And we do have special pricing. $795 is the list price, which is well below the our competition in the marketplace. And feature by feature, you really can't even get close to that. But we do offer InterNACHI members a 10% discount on all of our units. And so using that InterNACHI code, the promo code, when you log out, when you purchase through our website.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's ecosense.io, as you showed before, and then you can go right to the products, and all of our products, you could utilize that code.
Yep. Thank you so much.
No, well, we appreciate you giving us these opportunities. And I told you before, we've been advertising with you guys, just to get the word out on your, your email newsletters, and the response has been fantastic. And a lot of people have called me and said, hey, we saw you. And, you guys sort of legitimize, what we're doing, because we are, the new kids on the block. And, when we first started calling people, they didn't know who we were or what we were. And it's really helped. We've been gaining a lot of traction, and you guys have helped. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
So to summarize, why Radon Eye Pro, besides the fact that it's super affordable, it is, the best radon detection sensitivity performance that's been validated again, by independent third-party validators. NRPP and NRSB listed. You know, we can't stress that enough, how important that is. And it's feature rich, easy to use. We have the wireless connectivity, excellent and easy report generation, and strong technical support. If you have questions, if you need anything, if you need help, if you have you know, things you want to change, you want to see, we're a flexible company, and we are, you know, looking for input. So those are the reasons why everybody should run out today, right when we finish, and start to buy some Radon Eye Pros. So anyway, and if you
Awesome.
have any questions afterwards, I'm going to give you my contact info, which probably should be on here, but.
And we do have questions for you.
Yeah.
So there's a few questions. Is this a good time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Scott asks, does the unit need to be calibrated between uses?
Between uses, no. Annual calibration. We do that right now with Bowser Mourner in Ohio. So
Yep.
definitely not between uses. So just once a year. And as I mentioned in the report, there is the calibration date. So it's a 1 year from the time you purchase it.
Julie asks, do we need to be licensed?
That depends on the state.
Right.
You know, every state, what we have found is that, you know, as we know, there's 50 countries within the United States of America. And there are all kinds of, one of my jobs has been to go through state by state. And it's mind-boggling how different it is. But so it really depends on where you are. In your state, Ben, where you have one of the highest levels of radon in the country, it's less regulated, you know, than states that have a third of the level, which is very surprising.
Right.
You know, so we have nothing, you know, in terms of you know, using it. What most states will ask you for is it, you know, either NRPP or NRSB certified? And the answer is yes. And we have the, you know, if you need proof of that, we have that. A lot of states will ask you for a QA or QC, you know, form from us, which we have. So you can give that. I think Ohio and some of the other states have asked, you know, some of our inspectors. So whatever you need from us, you know, in terms of information, we can offer, but it's strictly state by state.
And InterNACHI has that information for you, Julie. If you want to email me, ben@internachi.org, I can find your state regulation. Or if you wanted to, like if you're in an unregulated state, the consumer will want to know if your tools or equipment are legit, and so
Right.
Ecosense,
Right.
definitely, that's going to work. And so how about you and your certification? So InterNACHI has a free online radon certification course that's approved by AARST, NRPP, and NRSB. So you can take that course and get a certificate from those accrediting institutions saying that you are trained and certified as a radon measurement specialist. Let's see. Nicole, cost of calibration, Nicole asks.
Calibration is in the range of about $140, $150. I think if you send multiple units at the same time, there's a little bit of a discount, but let's say $140, $150.
And
It's a couple of week turnaround typically.
Yep. George says, no batteries. What kind is needed and cost? What about that battery thing?
Okay, the batteries, basically you could use any, it's 12 volt. You can use any 12 volt battery. It comes with a step-up cable. A lot of our inspectors use a 5 volt battery with a step-up cable. And, you know, I've actually got a couple of options that a lot of folks have used, and I can send you that as well. I'll make a note of that so we can share that with folks. Anywhere between $20 and $40. It depends, you know, how much you want to spend, but Amazon has got a bunch of those, and we've got some that we know work really well. And if you use a 20 amp battery, lasts about 72 hours. A 30 amp, which we suggest with the Pro, it'll last about 105 hours. So if you're running 2-3 day tests, you're fine. I do have some companies who have actually tested successfully an uninterrupted power supply option. So you plug that in, and so this way, if the power goes out at any point, you're covered. You don't have any kind of, you don't miss anything. But one thing I want to do, I want to note, if the power goes out, and let's say you're in a 48-hour test, the power goes out for 2 hours, you don't lose the whole test. So, and once it comes back on, the test will resume. So if you've been off for 2 hours, you'll have a 46-hour test. But that question comes up all the time. It doesn't completely, kill the test,
Yeah.
which is an important,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Tamper-proof, a question about tamper-proof. Does it show it on the report, the tampering?
Yes, there's actually an asterisk that comes up, or a little, like a warning sign that tells you in what hour it happened.
Yeah, so the battery thing is coming up again. So Lori just asked, does it have a power cable?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
But if you wanted to go on a battery, there's some options that you have to figure out.
Yeah, and again, I can share with anybody who wants,
Yeah.
I can share the, battery information, and we've had really good feedback on it. They work, they're inexpensive, and, I probably have dozens of people who use these same ones off of Amazon. It's a free plug for Amazon, as if they need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Jim asks, what is the difference between Radon Eye and the Radon Eye Pro?
Now, the core units are the same in terms of the sensitivity, as you see here. Basically, the Pro is Wi-Fi enabled. It has the report capability, and it's been certified, listed on the by NRPP and NRSP.
Yep.
And see, the Radon Eye, it does not have report capability. It's just a continuous monitor. You can pull the raw data out of it, but there's no timestamp on it either. So it's just, hourly data points is how that works. So the results would be the same, but you really can't use it as a testing device.
And Bill asks, does the Radon Eye Wi-Fi need to be connected locally, or does the unit have its own Wi-Fi hotspot service for connecting remotely? Maybe the Wi-Fi.
Okay, it doesn't have a Wi-Fi in it. It doesn't need to. You don't need to be connected with Wi-Fi for it to work. Everything works through Bluetooth. So you connect it as long as you're close, within range, 30 feet or so of the unit. You start, stop, and control everything. What the Wi-Fi will enable you to do, as I said before, is if you have Wi-Fi, if you are connected, you will be able to monitor remotely the inspection.
Yep.
That's really all it does.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have Wi-Fi, as long as you have a cell phone, which you have to use the unit, and as soon as you have cell phone connection, it will upload to the cloud. So the information is there. But I have some people, I know in a lot of situations, you're in an empty house, you're not going to have a chance to get connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You don't need it. It's just an extra feature.
Yeah, a Bluetooth device. It sounds fantastic. It sounds real quick. You just plug it in, turn it on, position it, Bluetooth it, turn it on with my iPhone, let it run, and when I pick it up, I'm connected Bluetooth again, stop
That's
it, and upload the report and send it out immediately. Bam.
That's it. Ben, you want to come work for us? That was a good.
John asks, is it worth doing radon in Florida? I can't remember the radon map in Florida, but there's a lot of water, high water table there.
Florida is one of the lowest.
Yeah.
Florida is one of the lowest radon levels in the country.
Yeah.
It's under 2 on average.
Yeah.
So you're better off in Colorado. Right?
Yeah,
but
Colorado.
It is low. And Florida has very specific and very strict regulations. It's funny enough. That's why I think it's a crazy industry where Colorado has an average of almost 7, and you have no real regulation. Florida's got under 2, and they're one of the most heavily regulated. So it's up to you, but there is, we do have some clients we have some users in Florida, but much more in some of the higher radon states.
So if you go to, if you're in Florida and you want to see like the zone of the radon, EPA is a good resource, epa.gov/radon. And there's a little link to some radon maps to find your local contact.
And if you go there, they'll actually list the average radon level in every state.
Yep.
So, any more questions? So,
I'd say go back, Peen, go back to that page with the discount InterNACHI membership discount code so everybody gets it. There you
yep.
go. And I think that's about it, Mark. Any last
Okay.
words?
Okay. So now I'm going to go real quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm not done. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Radon Eye, just some of our consumer monitors and
Oh,
how,
sure.
yeah, and how you can utilize those, the inspectors can utilize those in their business.
Okay.
These are, we sell these on our website directly to, to consumers. And we also sell, through Amazon, where we don't, everything on the Pro is only directly through our website, ecosense.io. So the Radon Eye, and I mentioned the EcoCube that's coming out on Monday. I mean, this is, you can see it's a completely different, different look and feel to it. It uses the same technology, the same sensitivity, but it's, I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually, it can fit in the palm of your hand. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny little, tiny device, but actually before we even released it, we sent it to the Consumer Electronics Show. They have innovation awards. And we actually won a innovation award for in the health and wellness section for the EcoCube as a really unique, product out there. So before it's even out in the market, we've got, we've already are an honoree of the innovation award. So we're really excited about that. And this is, again, this is a Wi-Fi, both of them are Bluetooth. The Radon Eye is strictly Bluetooth. The EcoCube has actually got a web dashboard as well. It's not certified to do testing with, but this is a really a nice way, either one of these products, if you, after you've got a client post inspection, what do people do? And I've talked to, again, dozens and dozens of inspectors. A lot of people pack up, move on to the next. But I do have a lot of guys who are actually now starting to look at how do we create a revenue stream out of these, activities. Let's say somebody has 3.2 to even 2.7 up to in the high threes. Well, they don't recommend mitigation, but this is a good spot for you to say, hey, you guys got to watch out for this. You have a family, you've got a smoke detector, you've got a carbon monoxide detector. This is a very serious issue, and you need to start to to monitor this. So we do have a program which I'll talk about here, called the Referral Club, which will give you the opportunity to kind of create a new revenue stream with Ecosense by utilizing those two consumer monitors. So basically, you refer your clients to purchase the Radon Eye or the EcoCube for long-term continuous monitoring post-inspection. And you sign up for the club on our website. It takes about 5 minutes. You get a unique discount code that you can give out to clients, family, friends. And anybody using your code is going to get a 5% discount on all the monitors. And you will receive, the inspector will receive a 10% commission paid monthly on everything that they sell. And the really nice part about this, Ben, no inventory to carry, no investments. So we're not asking you, hey, buy 15 of these and we hope you sell them,
Right.
So, because, I mean, you can if you want, but but the idea here with the revenue, with the Referral Club is that they don't have to carry any inventory and you don't have to make an investment. So this is really, we've got probably over 100 now Referral Club members, and it's really starting to catch on, once people start thinking about it, because all you have to do is mention it. And I know a lot of inspectors that I talk to, they've got a database of clients that can be in the hundreds, and nice way to go back, maybe over a holiday when you have time or over a weekend. I know most inspectors are working around the clock. So, but if you have a few minutes, look through and say, hey, who was close to, and I know in a lot of cases, you're talking with, you're doing real estate transactions where there's no possible carry on business, but there's a lot of situations where there are. This is a great way for you to go back to people and see if you can, get them involved with this. And, it's for health and safety. You're really doing them a favor. So you're not just selling them, and they get a little bit of a discount as well. So this is a program that we're really excited about, and we've got great feedback on the Referral Club. And again, that's on our website. And if anybody wants to contact me, I can talk to them about it. I didn't put my email address in here, so I'm just going to give it out. It's Marc with a C .R as in Robert, at ecosense.io. So marc.r@ecosense.io. And I would be happy to answer any questions and, walk you through the Pro, any of our consumer monitors, the Ecosense Referral Club, or anything you want to talk about. The Warriors starting next week, the 49ers terrible season, anything you'd like. All right.
I want to double check that. It's marc.r@ecosense.io. Okay, I'm going to chat that to everyone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep. And
All right.
we do have a question, but it seems like Jamie is answering it.
Okay, Jamie works with us.
Good.
Great. Okay.
And Julie is asking a couple questions about how many units are needed to do a house.
I think it depends on the size. I mean,
Yeah.
my understanding is about 2,000 square feet per, per unit. Would that be something that?
And you can get that training and that technical training on how to actually do the procedure of a radon testing through the InterNACHI online course. So Julie, I refer you to our online course. It's really good. Hunter asks, what's the price going to be for the EcoCube, please?
Yeah, the EcoCube is the price is going to be $189.
Okay.
And that's going to be on the website as of Monday, the 21st.
And Alan says, Florida does actually have some major radon hotspots associated with phosphate deposits and phosphate mines. And he goes on and on. He knows a lot about radon in Florida.
Okay, well, I didn't say we had nobody doing it. It just, on average, it's lower. It's a lower average. So we welcome all 50 states to use our our Pro. Yep. So just one last time, we'll summarize why Ecosense. Industry leading radon detection, sensitivity, highly sensitive, patented technology. This has been validated by third party, NRPP, NRSB listed. So anywhere you go, you can use it, and it's legitimate, high quality units, top rated consumer monitors for long-term monitoring. So create a new revenue stream with us while helping people stay safe. Strong technical support, and we're solely dedicated to radon detection and monitoring. So that's the reasons why we would like to see you work with us, and we're happy to help you in any way we can. Oh, you're on mute. Ben, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, there you go.
I'm good with technology, only when it works for me automatically.
All right. So
Mark, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate it.
Ecosense.io is it. And again, we appreciate it, and everybody have a great holiday and stay safe out there. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe and healthy out there. And I'll talk to you later, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.